So you can access the installation material at docs.cardano.org. Make sure to have that you use the latest version. So we are going to, so here you click install and running a node, and here we are going to install the dependencies, because we need server programs that the actual installation of Cardano works, such as Git and GCC, wget, because without wget, for example, you cannot download any files. Without Git, you cannot sync with the GitHub of input output Hong Kong. So we're going to install the dependencies, and then here we're going to download and install Cardano node, and then we can already start the node. Later we also have to make some configuration steps, but this will come later on. Okay, let's start. And that's what I told you before. If you use a different Linux distribution, you have different commands. So for Fedora, Red Hat, CentOS, you have yum, and here Debian, Ubuntu, we have sudo apt get. So let's make the first steps and go to our home directory and update apt-get. After this, we are going to install these programs. So command done, and let's install the dependencies. Sometimes I've experienced that installing the dependencies, that some programs are not installed correctly. So later, if you have problems with the building of Cardano, and you get a message, okay, this or that dependency is not correctly installed, just execute this command again and make sure the dependency is installed. This can take a while, and in the meantime we're going to check the commands, the next commands. So if these dependencies are installed, we're going to install, download and install Cabal. And then we have to set the path variable. So with this we can run the Cabal program from every directory on the computer. So we don't have to move to the Cabal folder in order to execute the command. Okay, so we've executed this command, and now we're going to execute this one. You can also run this as a you can run this as these commands as one. I will just for the tutorial execute each command separately. Okay, looks good. Let's unzip the file. Looks good. Let's remove the zip file. Looks good. And create the directory. And then we move Cabal to this directory. So now we will see that Cabal is in the private folder local bin Cabal is there. So now we cannot, if we want to check the version for Cabal, for example, we cannot check the version because we're not in the folder of Cabal. That's why we have to set this path to our local path variable. So we are going to bi bash rc and scroll to the bottom. So what we are gonna do is to open the bash rc file. So we are going to install nano for this because I prefer nano. Nano apt get install this is not correct. Nano, that's it. So we have the file here, the bash rc file, and we're going to edit and add the path. So we are going to nano bash rc, scroll to the bottom and add our path. So you just copy it one to one and you just press string X, save yes, and check the you just check if the path is correct. If you type echo path, so you see the path we added was local bin is here. So okay, we can still not, like, this is a very important thing, we can still not check the version of Cabal from any directory, because the goal why we did it is because we want to open or use Cabal from every directory we are in. But there's still one point missing. We have to source the file bash rc. Okay, source bash rc, and now we should be able to check the version of Cabal. So that's it. So make sure you have set the path and source the file. So next step in the tutorial, here is it again, source bash rc, then we are going to update Cabal. So he just says, okay, he cannot find this file. This is not a problem. He will later on create it anyways. So that's what he did one line later. So he didn't find it, he created it. So done. So we will just check if he did an update. So we already have the commands. He didn't have anything to update. So next step is installing GHC. Same thing again. Download the files. Make sure you're in the home directory. Then we will unpack it. After unpacking, we will remove the zipped file just to make space on our server. And okay, I've already copied, remove the file. Okay, switch to the directory, run the configuration. And then sudo make all. Okay, so then next one is install libsodium. After that we're going to change directory. Okay, I did one mistake. Make sure you don't download libsodium if you're in the GHC folder. Okay, but you just see we are doing it on the flight. So what I'm gonna do is to delete this folder. If you want to delete a folder, you just remove -rv libsodium. So, and then you go back to the home directory and run libsodium, or you clone the libsodium directory from iohk again. So I will just check. Okay, there was no other directory. Okay, so we change directory libsodium and check out and perform this script. The command before git checkout, with this one you make sure to check out the latest version of libsodium, or at least the version here. So we've run the script, then we're going to configure, run the configuration script, and then we are going to run make sudo make install. After that, we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to add these two lines to the bash rc file, source it again, and then these two will be available for running in every folder we are located. So that was the command configure, so we are going to type make. Then next is sudo make install. So just don't be afraid of these warnings. These are normal. As long as you don't see any fatal error, life is good. And if we did that, so after that we are going to run the last command. If we did that, we are already half done. Later like the next step is to download the Cardano node folder, check out the latest version, and run the build process, which will run about 1 hour depending on the server. So in the meantime we can we can run the next command. And what I wanted to do in the meantime, we're going to do now, is to change to the home directory, open the bash rc file, and add these two additional paths. And make sure you don't miss these signs. I don't know how you call them in English. And save the file. Yeah. And what we've seen before, we must not forget to source it. Bash rc. So then we're there. We are installing Cardano node. So Cardano node comes with Cardano node and Cardano CLI, which we are going to see soon. So we are going to get the latest commit of input output Hong Kong, and as well here make sure you're in the home directory and check the folder. So now we have downloaded Cardano node. Before that we did GHC and Lipsodium. So you should see these folders right here. So we are going to enter the Cardano node folder and check out with the latest version. So git tag. With this command we're going to see the latest commits we can check out, and we're going to take the last one. So 1.19.0 is the last Cardano release with bug fixes, so it is important that you always take the last one. Always take the last one. Just don't take the last one if Charles or anyone from output Hong Kong officially say don't install the last one, and they take down the one. So if you don't hear any warning to not install it, install it. So that's what we are going to do. We are going to check out with the version 1.19.0. So git text git checkout text 1.19.0, and you should see this message, and then we are there. So just a short recap before we start to install or to build the Cardano node. We've installed the dependencies. We've installed Cabal. We've set the path of Cabal that we can use it and run it everywhere. The same with GHC and Lipsodium. So now we can run this command: Cabal build all. Cabal build all. So this is a point where you can face many irritations or let's say problems, depending on the server, on the resources you have, and on the fact if your dependencies are installed correctly. you can face many errors. So it can be that you've installed everything correctly, but the build process stops after 10 minutes. You just run the same command again, it works. So sometimes it's like a miracle, but in general it should be fine now. Okay, that's like one thing what I just told. Okay, let's check the message. Cabal, like here he doesn't find GHC. Like this is typical. Cabal, the problem. Okay, let's check it. What we're going to do, we did install it. We're just going to install it again. Maybe there was an error. Oh, I did a mistake. I downloaded in this folder. Remove GHC and so did I run the source? Did I source the file? Maybe that's why it didn't work. I have to scroll up. Normally after typing the path you have to source, and I'm not 100% sure if I sourced it. I just can check it. Normally here is the problem. Yeah, I sourced it, so I don't know why. That's what I meant with irritations. There are a lot of irritations. So the last command was sudo make install, and now we should. So what I did is I just reinstalled GHC from scratch. I'm going to double check the bash rc file. Bash rc. Scroll to the bottom and check if everything is correct. So I'm gonna close it. Source. Although I've already sourced it before, I just source it again. Navigate to the Cardano node and run the cabal build all command again. Cabal build all. Resolving dependencies. Now it looks a lot better. But you just saw live that sometimes it's not working already, even if you tried your best and you installed with the guide. But this is normal. This is just IT. Now he will just download these files for about he will just build Cardano node and Cardano CLI for about 50 minutes. I will just skip this part and see you later.